Tell me about, why are you continuing to stay open?
We continue to stay open. We have our doors open as a church. Uh, as a right to assemble, we reserve the right to worship God. We take all the necessary precautions of disinfecting our building, keeping people at a distance, and what have you. So these are our religious convictions, and this is why we continue to operate as a church.
So after last night, there were, 100 people in the same room? So
Sure.
do you, a lot of people are talking about how a lot of people are considering it irresponsible. What would you say to that?
Is it any more irresponsible than people going to Costco where there's 1,000 people, or Walmart where there's 300 people? And I'm not posing any more of a threat than the people who are at the mall right now or any place of business. It seems to me that the church is being persecuted because we're an easier target than those major companies who are keeping their lights on and still operating, which we operate strictly by tithing and offering, support of our parishioners, and we do not have the luxury, rather, of businesses who can operate through any other means of sales. We don't have that. So if we don't keep our lights on, we're not operating financially. Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, I just had a good question. Hold on.
It's all right.
Oh, tell me about your faith and, what do y'all believe as far as...
So as a church, we're apostolic in doctrine. We're Pentecostal in experience. So Pentecostal is known for lively worship, lively preaching, prophesying, laying hands on the sick, people receiving healings and miracles. We're Pentecostal in our experience. We're apostolic in our doctrine. We're a basic New Testament church. We're the first New Testament church from the book of Acts. And we're also Christian in faith, if that's what would relate more with people,
And now how does that apply to this virus and what's going on right now?
To the virus, like any other virus, influenza, human immunodeficiency virus, we're not going to live in fear. We're not going to seclude ourselves or go into reclusivity. Right now, the majority of my church have been sent home for 30 days. Restaurants have closed. Waiters and waitresses do not have an income. People are living in fear and torment right now because they don't know how they're going to make ends meet. We're the last stronghold in society that's giving some sanity to the insanity that's around us. So that's where we stand on that issue. We're in hospital for the sick. We pray for people that are sick. We go into hospitals, psychiatric wards on a day-to-day basis, praying for people, laying hands on people. And that's what the church's mission is in this time of peril. Mm-hmm.
Now, I've been hearing that the police and apparently the National Guard now are threatening you,
The police did come to my service last night. He did not come into my service. An usher summoned me outside to talk to him. He was kind, he was respectful, as we were to him. He was doing his job, we were doing our job. He said that the National Guard would be deployed to break up groups of 50 or more. That was as of up until about an hour ago. I received a call from the governor's office and the National Guard, representative of the National Guard, who said that is not their job to cause panic with our parishioners in our church. They will not disperse groups of 50 or more. There's more to be said on that subject, but that is the truth. That was the news up until about an hour ago, but we received assurance that we are not being persecuted for gathering, and the National Guard would not be deployed to us to break up our gathering. Mm-hmm. That may have been the case last night, but it's not the case today.
So I have to touch on this because it was a hot topic after last night. There was something about you believe that the virus is it's politically related? Or?
It's a real virus. People are dying with the virus. People are dying with influenza. People are dying with cancer every day. All that's real. We don't go into hiding because people have cancer. We don't go into hiding because people have influenza, which is probably more contagious than COVID-19, which has been around longer than the past 3 weeks whenever it's been politicized. So that was my statement. It shouldn't be taken out of context that it isn't real. It is real, but we pray for people that have the virus, anoint them with oil, pray for them. We believe God to give them recovery and healing. That's the church's mission. That's our purpose in the earth today, to give calm where there is no calm and be overcomers where we're being overcome.
My last question is, so no matter what happens in the coming week, y'all
Yes.
are going to continue?
We're going to continue to have services. Our doors are open. We take the necessary precautions of disinfecting. If you don't want to come to church, you don't have to come. We're not mandating anybody. Everybody that's here is here of their own free will. They know the risks. There's a society that's up in arms because they're out of school right now. There's nobody feeding their children. They're not being educated. That's unrest. They're losing their jobs. They have no income. Nobody can sustain that for a 30-day period. So there may be a stimulus package I've heard that's going to be sent out to those people. The church doesn't get stimulus packages. We're 501c3 federal exempt. We operate strictly on our own accord with no help from the government. So we have to keep our lights on. We have to keep finances coming in.
Alrighty, is there anything else you want to add about any of it?
We want to let our law enforcement know that we're praying for them. Our government officials know that we're praying for them. We're behind them 100%. We're not going to crater to any spirits of fear or torment. And we're going to carry on.